Welcome back, Stingers. Today I'm back responding to comments and answering questions that you guys have under my videos. Now, one of you have asked a question that a lot of people have been commenting on lately. Am I Scorpionic? And interesting enough, I read a book by a famous astrologer, and you guys have, if you study, probably read this book too, Healing Pluto Problems. It is a famous book. And in the beginning of the book, when I was reading it, and she kept saying how Plutonian she was, or she used the word Plutonian. So that's fine. That's different than being Scorpionic. So she used the word Plutonian. So I automatically assumed that she had a lot of planets that had aspects to Pluto, or she had a lot of Scorpio planets. But turns out she literally only has Pluto in the first house. So I was like a little bit thrown by that. Like, hold up, what are we talking about? And so a lot of you guys have been debating. Some people get very aggressive, so I've blocked and deleted them. You cannot come on my platform, you know, with all this, I'm a Scorpio, I'm Plutonian, I'm Scorpionic, and like combining the two. I recently did a video because there is an individual on YouTube who made something like that, saying Scorpionic and then calling it Plutonian. Like, which one are we talking about? So one of you asked, am I Scorpionic? This was the question. Am I Scorpionic? And this person has a moon already in Scorpio, conjunct Pluto in the 8th house. Also, their sun has a conjunction to Mars, okay? And they want to know if they have that Scorpio flavor to their personality, if they have strong Scorpio flavor. And I will agree that yes, this person is Scorpionic, because they already have a moon in Scorpio conjunct its ruler. And then their sun, it conjuncts the other ruler. So they're going to have both energies, particularly because that moon is already in its very comfortable house, okay? Now, for those of you who are just pulling things out of a hat and you're just like, okay, well, I have a Scorpio moon, so I am Scorpionic. And you're just leaving it like that with not any other heavy things going on that are in Scorpio, no other planets, you know. And I know this is kind of not a debate amongst me or other real astrologers. This is a debate amongst people who want to be in that realm, I guess, or are dissatisfied with the fact that they just may have one influence that that kind of propels them to behave in a specific way at specific times, not all the time. Okay. And so, yes, that is a Scorpionic flavor. When we start talking about Plutonian, that's different energy, okay? Because Scorpio, we know, is more than Plutonian energy. Scorpio's 8th house, feminine fixed, water, Pluto and Mars. So a lot of you guys who see Pluto, you automatically start talking about Scorpio, and it's like, just wait a moment. And this is why the author of the book said that she's Plutonian, because she had Pluto on her ascendant. And she even went as far to say that those who have that Pluto transit in the first, which I do right now, but I'm a Scorpio anyway, so I got, I mean, in Scorpio already. And then we have my Mars, which has connections to all my Scorpio planets, opposite my ascendant, Pluto squaring my ascendant. So I'm all over the board with Pluto and Mars. I'm both. I have the Pluto and the Scorpio locked. So for many of you guys who are just Plutonian, maybe Pluto conjuncts your Leo sun, or maybe Pluto conjuncts your Libra sun, or maybe you have Pluto, you know, squaring 3 different planets. Like, that's fine to be like, oh, I'm Plutonian, I have strong Pluto energy. Or maybe you have Pluto hitting like 5 different planets, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely, Pluto is so involved here. Like Pluto, Mars, and Uranus are my most activated planets in my chart. And if you look at your chart, you can see which one is most activated, which one has the most energy going to and from. Like my Mars hits all of my Scorpio planets. So it's hitting 5 different areas. It's opposing my ascendant and it's squaring my Pluto. Mars is extremely active. It's like, I'm in here. Okay. I'm in here. And then we have my Pluto with my squares. So it's like, I'm in here. Okay. And all my Scorpio planets, obviously the ruler goes back. You know, Pluto, Mars are the rulers. So they're activated, and everything I do with, they're activated. So you'll know which one is activated in your charts. You'll know that now with this person who does have the Scorpio moon, the Pluto, Mars is activated. Those are the rulers. Conjunct Pluto, conjunct the ruler in the 8th house. It's already activated. The Mars is activated towards her sun. Now, I don't even know whether, and probably so, there's probably energy coming from the Mars to the ascendant or to the Scorpio planets in the 8th house. So we don't know that either. So there may be some extra energy there as well. So I want you guys just to kind of separate it. And I'm going to repeat this like a professor said to me many years ago. Don't confuse the sign with the house, with the aspect, with the planet. If you're talking about Scorpio, just talk about Scorpio. Don't confuse that with Pluto. Don't confuse that with Mars when you mean to say Scorpionic. Like, I have 5 Scorpio planets in my chart activated with Pluto and Mars heavily activated within them. So I can say I'm Scorpionic. I can say I'm Pluto. I can say I'm Martian if I want. I can use all 3 because they're all activated. That's my personality in there. Now, also this person did mention, if you're watching, I thought I was, more Saturn because my outer planets are Saturn. So guys, the outer planets are generational. So everything that you're going through, let's say you have a Pluto in Scorpio, honey, you're not alone. Everybody in your generation was going through the breakdown and rebuild. It was a generation of, probably uncovering secrets, probably all different sorts of diseases came out. I think Pluto, the generation, Pluto was in Scorpio during probably through parts of the 80s. That's when AIDS started coming out because Scorpio rules the genitals and, all of the sex, maybe some sexual transmitted disease started coming around. Secrets got out. People were pulling back the rug, uncovering a lot of things. When Pluto finally, and we know it's the slowest moving planet, but I believe 2222 is when it made its return, and look what's happening. All the uncovering, honey, mass shootings, all that stuff just started purging out. All people's secrets are coming out. Secrets that have to do with sex, secrets that have to do with all the occult, things that they've been keeping private, shameful shit, just all coming out. And so any of the outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, those are generational. Everybody your age is dealing with the same thing. It's not a personal planet, okay? If you have an outer planet that conjuncts your inner planet or the luminaries, that's when it becomes really personal. Just like her sun conjuncts Mars, now it becomes personal because conjunction is the strongest aspect. It actually blends the energy. So this is a very strong-willed person. Or like her moon conjuncts Pluto, so she has a lot of self-control, but also many other things. Many other things that emotionally Pluto's going to tackle. It's going to change that dynamic, right? And so for me, because I have a lot of conjunctions, squares, even the trines help. The trines give a lot of support. And so when you have those connections from the outer planets to your inner planets, to your personal planets, I should say, because your inner planets are Mercury and Venus technically. We're talking about personal Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, okay? So when you have those outer planets conjunct or a hard square or an opposition, now it's affecting you personally, okay? But just to say I have Pluto and Scorpio, that makes me Scorpio. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's generational, honey. That means everybody was dealing with that, okay? Just say I have Uranus in whatever, Uranus in Scorpio. Okay, honey, so do I. But mine's conjunct all my Scorpio planets. There's a difference there. The energy is going to be different. You're not Uranian. because you just have Uranus left out there. Yeah, you know. So guys, I want you to think about this. So don't argue with me in the comments. I don't care. I couldn't care less if you think you're a Scorpio and things like that. People continue to come in the comments. They get blocked and deleted, trying to turn things around and this, that, and the other. Learn to love yourself. Really learn to love your zodiac sign. Love all the qualities. You know, if you are a Plutonian and you do have, you know, Pluto conjunct your ascendant, conjunct your moon, conjunct your sun, you know, Pluto, you know, trining 5 different planets, Pluto opposing different, like that's different. Like you understand what that means. That's cool. Now being Scorpionic is different because Scorpio is more than Pluto, darling. It's more than Pluto. So I hope I brought some of that to light. I got to give you guys a hug because you need it. I can feel you guys getting triggered behind the camera. And the only people that are triggered are the ones with that one Scorpio planet. Let me ask you this. What makes you dislike your zodiac sign so much? I mean, and this is on behalf of all the Scorpios who support my channel, support other Scorpio content. What makes you others dislike your zodiac sign so much? Why is it important for you to be a Scorpio? Because there's a lot of people who study Vedic and they're always calling people Libras and things like, what is it about? I mean, I know we're powerful and fabulous, darling, but what don't you like about being a Libra? What don't you like about being a Pisces? What don't you like about being a Cancer? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with that? You know, are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed? Like, what is it? Like, I don't know. I'll do charts with people who are like 5-planet Geminis and they have a Scorpio moon and they'll say, I identify with my Scorpio moon. And I'm like, you have like your personal planets are in Gemini, like, and they're all in the 3rd house. Like you are so mutable air. That's so live like that. All those attributes are like, boom. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, I just don't understand it. And it's not for me to argue somebody down. I'm just doing your chart and I tell you what's there. You walk away and you want to create something in your mind that you want. That's your business. But just on behalf of all Scorpios, like, what is it about yourself that you don't like? You ever asked yourself that? In the words of my father, when I was 30 years old, you ever sit down and have a conversation with yourself? I don't know. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff, guys. I'll see you at ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com where you can get a master chart reading. I have a plethora of tarot readings. I have past life reading. Talk about your karmic past. I have an amazing course called Becoming Fabulous. I have all my books, audio and paperback. If you're here in New York City, of course, you can get them at Shanti, Choice Books and Gifts, Quest Bookshop on East 53rd. And I have an amazing shop with Scorpio jewelry. It's best to get it now before Scorpio season because it's all on sale and it's fabulous. So I think that's it, guys. If you're not part of my membership, make sure you join every Thursday. You get me all to yourself. We can talk about astrology. We talk about breakdown and rebuild. And you get my personal attention. Let me give you guys a kiss because you need it. I'll see you soon.